Folks, we are live. Welcome to Gamers Health. Well, look at that lovely long hair I've got. Not quite as long as Rachel's. I will admit that.
What is that? What you're trying for?
Yeah, I'm trying to get I'm trying to get yay long, Rach. Yay! Oh my! Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair.
I had a coworker who used to call me that all the time. And she was Jamaican. She'd be like, "Hey, Rapunzel."
Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair, man. Let down your hair. uh, we had a busy day today. I apologize for not getting the link up to the show until about a half an hour beforehand. But we were I
Out and
could
about.
yeah. Are we going to EggCon?
I
Uh,
wish we were.
yeah. Um, this year we've gone to 4 cons. No, we've gone to 3 cons. We got 2 cons coming up in June, North Texas and Central New York, and then we have ShireCon in September, and I think that taps us out. And the reason why too with EggCon is basically we can fly to like 1 con a year, and that's been North Texas. EggCon is a further drive than WizardCon was, and WizardCon was a 13-hour drive. So EggCon's probably closer to 16.
Yeah, maybe one year we will make a good plan because I think it'd be so fun to be out that way in
Oh,
summer.
definitely.
Because we've
And
always gone in winter and just freezing. And it also sounds like a really like nice, smaller, intimate
yeah,
con, just very down to earth kind of
yeah.
con. So we gravitate towards that.
Is North Texas worth it? My God, yes. Okay, we've been going since 2014.
Except we didn't go in 2020
In
because
2020,
of
well,
the
besides the fact that I had just been ill and in the hospital for 3
yeah.
weeks, it was the year the world shut down. But North Texas is my home away from home. It really North Texas. Hi, Sadie. Our cat's hitting a scratching post. North Texas feels very much like a very large family reunion. Oh, good.
Sorry to scare you, girl.
She's like, I'm going.
I don't blame you.
I'm going onto my porch. But North Texas this year, North Texas is the first weekend in June. I believe the tickets sold out. The badges sold out early March.
Wow.
It's just a very relaxed con.
It's another one.
I spend most of my time. This year we're in a few games, but usually I spend most of my time socializing. Whether it's just in the vendor hall, in the open areas, at the bar, we're generally always having our meals with somebody. It's the atmosphere is second to none. TotalCon is very nice. It's got a similar feel, but it's larger. But North Texas, and if you like special guests, if you like to see people from the early days of the hobby, North Texas, for the amount of people, there's 500 badges that are pre-sold, probably 75 to 100 walk-ups. So you're looking at a con, but that's going to be about 550 to 600. But you get the same number of special guests, industry guests, as you'd see at GaryCon or Game Home. So it is very much worth it.
But I think EggCon will definitely go on my list.
EggCon is certainly what. Listen, we saw Eric and Heidi at Page, and we saw them again at WizardCon.
And what lovely people.
Yeah, they really are awesome people. So, we'd love to support their con.
Yes.
But listen, the other issue is we're going to 6 cons this year. We're retired, which means it's not like when I was working as a sergeant in NYPD. You can find ways to make some overtime. You're going to go on an extra trip. All right, hon, I'm going to be staying late a couple of days.
Right.
I need to make a little extra cash.
Well, that was never a possibility in social work because you were salaried and they just
Yeah, I know.
you better stay in,
Well,
get
yeah,
that
well,
shit done.
you weren't going to be going to 6 cons back then.
No, no.
You
So
know,
life is better, but
yes, but you know, if I find an extra income stream, then I'm sure we could fly to more cons and get. But until that
yeah,
happens, but North
we'll get there
Texas,
one of these years.
yeah.
That's what he's saying.
Amen. Gary Con is too big. The tables are too close together. Uh, my last Gary Con was 2019, and as a New Yorker, it was too big for me.
I mean, Gary Khan, I loved the spa there and the it's like a gym that they have, and they had yoga classes that you could go, um, like a couple times, several times a week. Um, so like and they had a pool, it's just everything so nice.
But it is very crowded. and God,
Yeah, they're not really folks aren't really going in the health center.
no, and God, listen, God bless Luke. He's had a very successful convention, but it is what it is, right? I mean, I if I want crowds like that, I can easily go and hop into the New York City subway system during rush hour in Manhattan and deal with crowds like that. I don't have that desire. Um, so this year we did Page in January. That was awesome, very well run. TotalCon in Marlborough, Massachusetts in February. It has a great atmosphere, and you get to meet a lot of the people, and it's a
Yeah.
very hangout type of deal. Elk of Antioch, welcome. um, we just went to WizardCon 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
WizardCon, it was its first year. I got to play auctioneer.
Yeah.
What
It
more?
was a vibe.
It was a vibe, and you had some really special guests.
Yes.
Then we're going to go to North Texas in just short of a month. And then the weekend after North Texas, we'll come back on Monday. That Friday, we're driving out, to Central New York Con.
That's only like 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we can say that now. After doing 13 hours, 13 hours to get out to Michigan, we got it. Yeah, it's
It's like going to
4.5 hours.
it's like going to TotalCon.
Yeah, basically. And then we got Shire Con in Northwest Connecticut in September. And that's very nice. I am a special guest at Page coming up. So I was asked what seminars, what conferences I would like to be a part of.
Oh, what do you think?
And I said, whatever you think I have the appropriate skills or background for.
Is there anything that you feel passionate about presenting to the community?
Yeah, anything I feel passionate about, I'm happy to participate in anything. If they're like, will you participate in how to be an improv GM?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sure. How to have a moderately successful YouTube channel. How to turn a blog into a podcast into a YouTube channel. All these processes.
Right, things that relate to your experience, I guess. Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
just listen. But they'll figure it out.
Mhm.
It was nice last year. The venue is going to be even larger this year. They're getting the whole convention center, the whole
Yes,
thing.
yes.
So that's going to be really nice. Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. I do think though that 6 might be knocking on our limit of what we can do in a year because
Our pet care.
then that's it too. Our pet care, we've got a dog and a cat that have to be taken care of when we go. And just as we're not getting any younger, my parents aren't getting any younger, and it's a 2-family home here, so they're our responsibility as much as we are theirs in some ways. So when we go away, they take care of our animals.
Yeah.
So we don't want to abuse that either. It's like when you youth is wasted on the young, right? I mean, when you
Mm.
were young, you would have gone to every convention you could have driven to in 24 hours.
Right, but you didn't have the means then.
Didn't have the means, didn't
Yeah.
have the time, didn't have the
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things you didn't have the car,
Trying to make your life. Yeah.
So so this is where we're at. But I think we're very blessed. Bless you, Rach.
You stopped it.
I stopped it. I creased you. No, I do really think that. I really feel that we are blessed because we do get to go to 6 cons a year, and how many people can say that? Unless you're doing this as your business and
Right, right.
you're working a table.
Yeah.
And we've worked the booth for Frog God in the past, and that was a lot of fun.
Hmm.
But it's also a lot of fun just to go there and
Do what you want,
be
how you want,
yourself.
when you want.
So again, it's a blessing.
Yeah.
But today, like I was saying before, I apologize for the late notification that came up. Usually, I aim for like 2 to 3 hours beforehand, and
Right.
it was 30 minutes.
And we had a different idea for the show that we really wanted to do.
Here, I'm going to show you a little bit. If you can see, I've got very dirty fingernails.
Oh, yes, you do.
And I have dirty fingernails because we were gardening today.
Yes.
And,
We were digging in the dirt. We were weeding.
Yeah.
And we also got a sense of how much more dirt we need to buy because we came close to filling our garden tower. We still have 2 layers left, which seems like maybe a bag per layer.
Right. Maybe another 2 to 3 bags.
Yeah. And then we also need more bags for
well, the earth boxes probably should get
the earth
topped
boxes, the diet bags. Yeah.
No, we got a lot of.
So we got a lot to do. So Monday will, or Monday we'll probably hit Home Depot to pick up more dirt.
But we did do shopping this week.
We did. We got some cool stuff.
So
we should have brought in the tray to do a haul video.
if you
our Home Depot haul.
So Home Depot was having a sale this weekend for Mother's Day, which is great, and they were putting their garden stuff on sale. And here's the thing: I usually we buy our vegetables in packs. It used to be 6 packs of 6. Now you're lucky if you find them in packs of 4.
Mm-hmm. The last several years it's been 4.
Home Depot sells them in single plants. I was like, oh crap.
And most places now.
I know.
Yeah.
But they were on sale 3 for $10. And I, being the partial Dutchman that I am, he's not cheap, he's Dutch. Was like, you know what? I'm gonna find pots that have at least 2 plants in each one. And I did. And so found 2 tomato plants that had 3 plants in each. And I was like, all right, that made it work for me. Grognard TX. Yes, North Texas RPG Con is a good one. It really is. Long Con is a con I'd love to get a chance to get to. But that's not one that we could drive unless we made like Nashville, Tennessee, our midway point, and we visited with our son and daughter-in-law. I don't know, but you're gonna find as you attend conventions that you find. I don't want to call them different tiers, but you're gonna find that there are some that just connect to you. Like we've been going to ShireCon since year 1 when it was just a 1-day con. Now it's 2 days. And Tom Wilson runs an amazing convention. Mm-hmm. And it's really well done, but the atmosphere is like a family reunion. It really is. Everybody talking to each other and it's just bumping into people and it's a close knit group because a lot of us have been going every year. I missed it didn't happen in 2020, and in 2021 we had car problems,
Yeah.
which we ate the bed and breakfast that we had reserved on that one. So we ate
That
it.
sucked.
Yeah, we ate it in
Mhm.
that we we paid for it and then get a chance to go. But
Yeah.
now we have an excellent car that's good for all these trips. So uh, no
We
harm,
had a
no
good
foul.
car, but she
It was
just had a problem. I
yeah.
don't know what
No,
it
no, no. I know it
was.
was. We had an exhaust problem, so I was like, all right, it's 6 years old. It's time to get traded in.
And
And
kicked to the curb she was.
I know, right? I felt it. It was I was overclamped, But
She went to a good home though. Subaru made sure.
oh yeah. So, but yeah, we did some gardening today, some weeding, but most of our day was spent
Oh,
uh, on the road. Because our niece was with a friend out in Coney Island. My sister and my brother-in-law were
away from.
away on a little mini vacation.
Yeah.
So we had to pick our niece up, which took forever because it was like rush hour traffic on a Saturday. I don't know.
Yeah, and I don't know what it was.
No accidents.
No, we never saw any
No
accidents.
no
Never saw
construction.
construction.
No.
I guess it was just the volume of going to places like Coney Island or down to the shoreline.
I guess
I guess
it was a
that.
beautiful day.
Yeah.
The beaches weren't open, but it was a beautiful day. So that's and just because they're not open, as people don't attend them. So I don't know.
Right.
So then we then had to drive out to Long Island and drive back. So we left the house at 2:20 and got back at about 7:20. So yeah, that's about yeah. We
5 hour chunk of time.
that was half
Yeah.
of 2 weeks ago. Sunday driving from Michigan to the Poconos. That was half that trip. Oh my god,
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe it. So and by the way, we did Uber on the way home, so there would be food waiting for us when we got here.
And now I don't feel good.
They say I ate too much. Home girl, you never shot. Oh no, that's not what the song says.
No.
But yeah. So and we thought we were gonna get more gardening in today, but we did not. But
We will try again tomorrow.
yeah, I planted a bunch of strawberries though. I didn't do that.
Yeah, you did plant those strawberries.
So
We still have another 2 things to plant or one?
we have another 3 plants of strawberries that are fully grown, and then we have 20 plants that are
Oh, the others.
hibernated.
Yes.
So yeah, and this is the season that I really enjoy.
Yeah.
I again, I enjoy. I've cleaned some of my nails out, but I enjoy getting my nails dirty and digging in that dirt because it means that it's springtime, and it means in a month and a half, I'll start picking fruit. Our raspberries in the front yard, yeah, fresh strawberries are awesome.
Yeah.
We had them on our hydroponic garden on the inside.
But
Only
they
pro
brought aphids.
Yeah, it brought aphids, and then that got onto everything. So then we had to do a whole. But those were really good tasting strawberries.
Yeah.
So
Little burst of joy.
little burst of joy in our life here.
Mm-hmm.
But so we're gonna have 29 strawberry plants this year.
29.
Well, we got 9 plus the 10, 2 bags of 10 that we got at Hicks, the ones that are in hibernation. So we'll get soil probably Monday, get everything in there. Don,
Please,
Tina,
we'll pray for good weather.
hi Tina. I had once I were late. I had to go high rocking at my favorite.
Oh, you were Horexing today.
Needed groceries.
That's the place to go.
Well,
Makes a whole good day.
hey, there you go. Like I said, we were gardening earlier, and then 5. We could have gotten halfway back from Michigan today because 5 hours in the car.
Yeah.
Uh, but worth it. I love our niece is awesome, and she's growing from a
It's
kid to a young
yeah,
woman.
it's totally worth it to see her growth and
Yeah,
yeah.
not just tall. She's taller than Rachel, but
Okay, yeah, I have to
yeah,
look up to her.
yeah, but not
Uh-huh.
not just not just height, but growing as a person.
Yes.
It's just to see the metamorphosis. You're like,
It's a beautiful thing.
yeah, it's like who swapped you out?
Yeah.
When
Mhm.
did this happen? It's like last time I saw you, you were well, yeah, you were still that tall, but
You were a lot more uncomfortable. And now you're much more comfortable.
Don Eric Horrocks is an ethnic store that is very dangerous. Rach would love it. Lots
Yes.
of tea. Oh, I listen, Don. Let me
We're
let
gonna
me
fix a time to go again,
let
and I'm gonna get there.
let me Don. Let me explain to you. Rachel loves to shop, but she's where like I think men in general when they go shopping is like I know what I need. I'm getting my Mac Mini, and I'm gonna find it, and I'm gonna grab it. I'm gonna go to the oh heck with that. I'm going to pay for it online and just go to the counter and pick it up, and I'm out and I'm done and woohoo. And Rach, maybe many women, probably many women. My experience is many women. Um, the process of shopping is an experience unto itself. I worked retail for 8.5 years. My view of shopping is it's work.
Yes, but like anything in your life, to get and
You
not as much with like electronics and things like that, but things that you need to feel, things that you need to smell, things that you need to know if you have a liking for it. Like there might be certain things that you have a curiosity about, or
all right?
like even makeup. Like
Uh-huh.
does this color look right on my skin
All right.
tone? Does it go with my undertone? Is
Can-
it too warm? Is it too soft?
all
Or
right.
too warm or too like cold?
All right.
All the things.
All the
So
things.
like that's the reason why you go and you try it, you feel it, you experience it.
Rach,
Yeah.
what do I fear when I go shopping with you?
I don't know.
When I see a sign that says "Do not touch."
Um. Well, I'm half blind, so I see with my hands.
Do not touch. It's like, do not touch me. Rachel's like, ah. Mm. And so now and now God now the tea she'll be sniffing everything for hours and God
Oh
bless her,
yeah.
she loves that, she loves it,
And you got to make sure you get the right stuff.
you know.
Oh yeah, when they have the Tivana stores, like, and they take out the big container of it from behind the
uh,
counter, and like they'd take off the top, which was like this big, and they'd be like fanning it toward you, and I'd be like, oh yeah, I love that. The other things like no, not so much, but yeah, they would do that for you
uh,
and like make it for you so that you could try a little bit. You know, it's like you're done when they make it for you. So you have to make sure that it's like you have to make sure you like the smell of whatever they're gonna make for you because you're probably gonna have to. You probably feel like you're gonna have to buy it.
see men,
You
I listen, I could get lost a little bit in like complete strategist, but even then it's like I made it for 20 minutes, didn't find what I want or found what I want, time to go. My shopping experience and we've learned for the most part
yeah, pretty much in and out of the complete strategist too. 'Cause
Yeah, well,
I don't
yeah.
understand
Hey,
most of what they have in there.
for the most part, shopping, the shopping.
I know it's games. I know I've gotten dice there. You know,
But here's the thing, for us, when it comes to shopping,
like, but for clothing, I tend to go
yeah, it's
by
like,
myself.
yeah,
You know, I'll
maybe
go.
maybe I pick her up.
Yeah.
You know,
Or if we're in the Poconos, you'll take me to the place, and you'll be like, "Well, I'm just gonna sit in the car and catch up on my emails." Okay. And then I'm in there, and able to really see what they have.
Tina says, Eric, you need to fear the tea and fresh fruits and vegetables that Rach is going to load into the car when we leave the store.
Yeah.
Listen, I love the teas. I happen to really enjoy tea. I am a tea person.
Yeah, you benefit. You
Yeah,
get
I benefit. But,
it.
if you took me to a place like Tivana, I'd smell 2 or 3 teas and be like, all right, I'm good. But listen, that's just how we're wired. And that, and here's the part of the secret to our
But I have to
success.
know what else is there for
Okay.
next time, or
But part of
one might trump another one.
the secret to our success is knowing when you give the person that time to do what they want to do. And not for me. I can't.
Yeah, I'd never bring him to a Sephora. He would stay outside.
I'll be in
Which
the
is
car.
what happened, like when we brought Shannon to that mall,
Yeah.
the outdoor mall, and yeah, we went in, and then you and your mom stayed outside.
Yeah,
because you guys,
but
I couldn't tolerate the
smells
scents, and
like Lush. God, listen, I will.
we haven't been in there in years. Wow.
No, you were there like last Christmas. Wasn't Shannon
No.
gets up Christmas before then? I still remember.
No.
Yeah, but the problem with Lush is it's overwhelming.
It is. It can really be, because I've gotten stuff from there for my hair. I'm like, oh shit, I need to get rid of this, because if I sleep with this in my hair, like some of the conditioners, there's a leave-in conditioner that has a very, very, very strong jasmine smell, and so when I run that, I always put leave-in in my hair to, protect it. So, um, keep moisture. So, if I put that in at night and try to go curl up next to him, he's gonna be like, "What did you spray? What did you do?" And he's going, I have to go and sleep in the other room, So
I need to be able
oh,
to
this shit has to
breathe.
go. I don't think I realized, because sometimes, like, when you're among many smells, you don't realize how strong something might be that you're gonna bring home. You're just like, oh, look, it's got all these hair loving, skin loving oils in it. Great, But it brought this very, very strong jasmine scent, and I was like, oh, I can't do that to him.
Thank God.
So I just let it go,
Yeah. Flint, welcome. So, maybe we'll delve into the topic of tonight now. And we did our and it's funny too, because we were with our niece and we were talking like, oh, we're gonna have to pivot because we were gonna talk about the gardening in depth
Yeah.
with photos put together, and I wasn't gonna have time for that.
No, because you started to take a few photos, but we didn't take the photos of, like, where we left off and that kind of stuff, and like what
Right.
is
I took the
to
before.
come.
I took the before photos, but we got home
Mhm.
too late for the after photos.
Yeah, it was already too dark out there.
Yeah. So Don wants to know, for a public note, are we starting the live D&D game tomorrow evening? We could. Wait, it's Mother's Day. I don't think we can.
Maybe the Sunday after.
Yeah, tomorrow's Mother's Day.
Okay.
I was about to go, yeah. Oh, that would be a rough one.
Is this the game with us all?
Yes.
Or okay.
You too, Rachel. You're involved in this.
Okay.
Yeah. By the way, part of today too was Shannon going, "Oh crap! Tomorrow's Mother's Day."
Mm.
And then Shannon's seen the line in the store and going, it's not worth
We picked out stuff, and we got online. But we
it.
went towards the back of the line, and she's like, "Is this really worth it?" I was like, "Damn." I was like, "It's really up to you." She's like, "It's not worth it." I have flowers in my backyard.
It's like, there you go. I can always just pick him in the morning and go,
Yeah.
there you go, Ma. But the last week in gaming, stupid, uh, has really opened my eyes to personal integrity within the gaming industry.
Right. How much you value that probably
Yeah,
in
and
your friends.
right, and my friends, and how much I see a lack of it in. I guess the larger a company gets, the the less likely you. I'm not saying it doesn't exist in larger companies, but the larger a company gets, the less you're going to see this personal integrity, because the bottom line is what? Making money, right?
Profit.
Profit.
Yeah.
And profit often trumps personal integrity. So for someone that it did not trump, I'm going to mention their name because their name should get mentioned, is Rob Conley, because
Shout out to Rob.
Rob Conley is uh, the he's the one that brought light to the postings of Bob Bledsoe Jr. and Bob Bledsoe III that showed the types of individuals that these folks were on social media.
And he must have been really surprised because he is
Rob,
not at all.
no, and when Rob found these postings, Rob was working with Judges Guild, the Bledsoe's company. He had a very a license to work on Judges Guild material for the Wilderlands, and um, Rob was basically shooting himself in the foot by bringing this to light. He didn't have to,
No.
and Rob's personal integrity.
Did he pull back from the projects after he
He
found out
he
about
did,
those things?
and Rob he only sold uh, the work that he did under that license
Mm.
until he made back the monies that were invested, and then he
Left it fall.
let it fall. I mean, he could have made some decent scratch
Sure.
off that, and Rob instead decided to take the road of integrity. Flint, I don't know. Small businesses that fly under the radar and don't have HR can be pretty gnarly. Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
that's true. Yeah.
Certainly. But
Oh, yeah.
you know, you can you can look at companies and listen. I am very glad that Goodman Games is now going to be putting 10% of the backer kit raised funds towards repaying or refunding the original backers of the City State of the Invincible Overlord Kickstarter. And that is a very good result of what happened, but that should have been uh, something that was announced right when this project came out last weekend. And it didn't. And is that an oversight? Because let's be honest, the tarnished view of Judges Guild has not suddenly detarnished.
Yeah, can that be rehabilitated?
I
What do
think the
people
only
think?
I
I
think
don't
the
know.
only way it could be rehabilitated is to have it sold
All
to it all
together,
together
like the
to
whole Judges Guild
yep
thing, not just
yep
that one city state
Right.
of the
Right. Yes.
invincible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the
the mouthful.
CSIO rate. CSIO.
CSIO.
Covers serious incidental options. I don't know. But, I mean, honestly, people like Rob are few and far between who
Yeah,
people who would take it's not just a moral stance, it's the integrity to say this
putting
person.
everything behind your values.
Yes.
Yes.
And listen, Rob is one of my best friends in the gaming industry. He's really good people. Do we agree on everything? No.
Absolutely not.
And the funny thing is, Rob will even go, listen, I know we disagree on a lot of stuff. And we do. But guess what? We agree on the important stuff. And the important stuff
Mhm.
is personal integrity.
Yes.
Okay? That is something that is often taken for granted. So now I do hear people saying, well, we're seeing this great integrity being shown by Goodman Games. Okay, but it isn't necessarily an
Are you
option.
trying to say that it's like a more forced integrity?
I'm not saying it's forced.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying that integrity should be something that
Or that
comes.
he needed a little reminding.
He might need a little reminding. Rob was proactive.
Mm.
You know, when doing the right thing is more reactive. That's listen. I don't bitch or complain about it,
Mm.
but it's not the same as somebody saying, "Whoa, this is bullshit. I'm willing to take a loss of my own profits, my own monies, uh, you know, to make things right." Don, some basic rules every business should have. Do not screw people even if you can get away with it. Be
Mm.
fair. Yeah. Now, here, take this as you will. I'm not going to label it, but City State of the Invincible Overlord, the Kickstarter, has had, I'm going to call it an unofficial refund policy over the past couple of years. Now, why do I call it unofficial?
Because it's just been more.
It's been word of mouth.
Ah.
It's been word of mouth. Occasionally on social media, if somebody's bitching and complaining, oh well, contact us, and we'll fund it. We'll get you your monies in order of uh, requests. But the Kickstarter until Thursday hadn't been updated in just short of 5 years. Finally got an update saying, "Oh, this is how to get."
It was after you reminded them to update it. Hmm?
Well, I reminded them to update it. Like, I was doing yearly posts on that last year.
Oh.
But no, and why did that happen? Well, because sometimes you need not just this channel, because I am uh, a small fish in a medium-sized pond, but places like Enworld. When Enworld picks up the story, then all of a sudden it's like, oh well,
So
yeah,
that's how you know you've gotten a critical mass is when
is when
N World runs
Enworld.
with something.
And in this case, it wasn't just Enworld; it was Morris wrote
What
the
does that
art.
mean?
Morris is the one that owns Enworld. Like he has staff.
Oh, so it wasn't a staff writer. It
No,
was
no, it
the
was
man
the
himself.
man himself. And Morris and I have, butted heads over the years.
Okay.
But I always give that man credit where credit is due. And this is one of those things where
Sure.
we're getting the results that we want. So we don't always dig too deeply into the process that got us here. Right. But I can go and look at the beginning of this and say, we're here because this project was never going to complete. All right. If you meet me at a convention and you want to hear some of the background stuff for this, which I don't put up on the videos, buy me a beer or a glass of wine, and I'll gladly tell you a story. And it will be a story that is sadly truthful. that this was doomed to never be produced. It successfully funded, took in $85,000, but it was never going to be produced. And with the latest update, Bob says, "Yeah, this is done. It ain't happening." So, if you were a backer of the original Kickstarter 11 years ago, I guess it is now, 10 or 11, yeah, put in your request. Now it gets confusing because Goodman has an email to send you a request in, and Judges Guild has an email to send you a request in. And
No double dipping, please.
I would say send your request to Goodman Games. Just my suggestion. Elk of Antioch. I'm bottling my first batch. Oh,
Tell.
first batch of blueberry mead. This
Oh,
upcoming
yum.
Friday. I had a bottle of bomb of a previous batch go off, but no sealing repainting necessary yet.
Oh my god.
God bless you, my son.
Mhm.
See, that's the kind of sacramental wine that we could use. Honey wine,
Yes.
blueberry. Oh man,
Any kind of berry.
that would be rock and roll awesome. So love to hear that. But listen, you have integrity when you make choices that comply with your morals. And by the way, it's your morals. It's not the morals of the internet. It's not the morals of people on the left or people on
Right,
the
it's the
right.
values that you
It's your
hold.
personal values. If you put your values over profit, that's integrity. And I respect
Or
that.
over anything.
Or anything, but
Yeah.
usually it's profit.
Profit or
Your
fame or
fame, well, that's all, but that's profit, right?
I guess
You know,
different forms of profit.
yeah. I mean, that's why, like, Rach could tell you, I've struggled for years because I've been approached by people who wanted to sponsor this channel, buy sponsorships, or have these, I don't call them schemes, but schemes on how to get their company or their product, showcased on this channel, and I'd be compensated.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't much of a struggle actually.
No, you knew you.
I knew where my line was, but you look at it and you go, all right, well, obviously I'm reaching a certain mass that you know it's we profitable, and I'm turning down profit, which is why we're doing memberships on YouTube and sponsorship via the YouTube program, because that way it's not me negotiating with somebody about how no it's, hey, you sponsored a channel like Zach Laser, and by the way, Zach doesn't get up. I exclude the Gamers Hell stuff because it's its own little community.
But we'll say thank you so
So much
much,
to Zach. But when Zach sponsored this channel and the other live streams, I was like, okay, so you want me to link after your name? I'll put up the Frog God Games web link. He goes, no. What do you mean no? He goes, I'm sponsoring in my press capacity, not as chief operating officer of Frog God. He goes, if Frog God wants to do that, they can throw more money into the pot. He goes, this is just me.
Nice.
And that's very sweet.
Yeah, it
is. Don, when you are faced with something, you can make a lot of money, but to do it, you screw someone over. This is your personal litmus test. At the end of the day, be fair and act with honor. Yeah, Don, you're somebody else that falls into that Rob Conley category. I've seen you, and I know the person you are, and
there are certain risks that you've taken to adhere to your integrity, to adhere to your values, and yeah, that's a big deal.
It's a huge deal. I mean, Internal Affairs Bureau, which I was a part of for a number of years, integrity is part of the motto because you are there to ensure the integrity of the department and the members of the department. And that requires a certain amount of personal integrity in
Yes.
my mind to be able to do that. The Elk of Antioch, I think if Goodman Games will actually deliver refunds if they occur, everyone is probably hoping only a percentage of backers from 10 years ago will bother requesting
Oh,
it. Oh,
sure.
yeah. I mean, but here's the thing, Elk. Now that the update came through on the Kickstarter, 900 plus backers got that notification, right? And if I'm a backer and you're telling me I can get back my $60, in my case, I'm gonna go, oh,
Sign me up.
I hadn't thought about that for years. I think I'll take that bet. You're gonna regret because I'm the best it's ever been. No, I'm sorry. Uh, try
Johnny
that.
rising up your bow
Bow
and
and
play
play
your
your
fiddle
real hard.
hard.
Cause hell's broke loose in Georgia and the devil deals
You
in
know.
cards. And if you win, you get this shiny city state and the for overlord made of gold. But
But if
if
you
you lose,
lose,
the
the
devil
devil
gets
gets your
your soul.
soul.
Oh my God! Yes. Am I
Welcome to
showing?
karaoke
Am I
night.
showing my age? Am I showing my
Oh, but
age?
that's a classic, man.
I know.
Everybody loves that.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, and listen, with the Goodman thing, there's little details if you look into it. I probably should do a video, but the royalties on this is 10%. So, and now that we know these royalties are going to pay the backers of the original Kickstarter, where was that 10% going to go before all this shit hit the fan? I don't know. Inquiring minds want to know, and I guess that's stuff that I'm going to have to follow up on when I do another video on the topic. But I'm just glad the
Wait,
backers are acknowledged.
the
What?
10%.
10% of what is raised on BackerKit.
Mhm.
So if BackerKit raises $500,000
Mhm.
for this project, $50,000 would be the royalties.
And that will go to the
Right,
Bledsoes.
right now, well, that's the contract with the blood
Oh,
with Judges Guild.
okay.
So right now, those monies are going to go to pay the backers back. However, if for some reason they exceed the $85,000 that would go to the backers, or raise over 850,000,
Mhm.
the extra monies would go to the Judges Guild.
Mm.
So then they say, well, we'll match if we have to pay Judges Guild, then we'll match those monies with a donation to a charity started by the DCC community.
Right. Hopefully, they are very vocal about the charity that they choose.
You know,
You know?
Grognar TX. I don't understand why Judges Guild didn't just reprint the original City State. I, I think at the very least you would need a new layout for it. Um, being laid out in like 7 font for newsprint was probably not the way to do a reprint
Oh,
for modern
wow.
sensibilities. But
Yeah, for all of us visually impaired folks
I'm only
over
moderately
the age of
visual.
50.
Yeah. Hey, what? What does that say? But yeah. Well, but here's the thing too. Grognar TX is um, Judges Guild stuff cannot be found on drive-through anymore. They were dropped when the Bledsoes had their social media mishap. God, but so they can't sell through the largest online store of print on demand and PDF gaming material. So it makes it less profitable for them to have it all relayed out and a straight reprint. I don't know if that would even, be profitable for them. I don't know. Before the social media meltdown, uh, Bob Jr. and I used to converse through social media, PMs.
Mhm.
After that, and after my highlighting what was going on, we don't talk. Don, Eric, it's, being serious here. Your wife had been literally walk the talk of integrity in the gaming community. You both have integrity and you live it. We
I
are lucky to
try
have you
to.
both as friends.
Well, thank you.
You know, um, I have certainly beyond the big story that we're not going to talk about with me. I've had individuals try to cancel me over the years because
Hmm.
they couldn't coerce me into um, I don't know, taking up beliefs or a stance that I have no intention of doing. Because again, I have my moral standards. I have my own integrity. I don't just hop on an issue because somebody tells me I have to. And
If it
I
works its way to being that way, that
will
that
do
it
their own.
that it does brush the value that it yeah that it does create a conflict. He does get on that.
Right.
Yeah.
I touch on a lot of topics that folks would rather I not touch upon.
Yeah.
And that annoys people at times. And I've been accused by the right of being woke and the left of being a Yahtzee, which means I'm doing something pretty well because
Yes. Yeah.
I am pissing off both sides. So I guess that's an even-handed way of handling these issues.
Yeah.
Not too shabby, right? If you're gonna do it, that's the way to do it.
Mm.
But also, again, just to take this to a different level, I see YouTube channels that are 10 times, 25 times, 100 times in the gaming community the size of my channel, right?
Right.
Subscribership. And one of the advantages of being a small fish with a large bite is that I can handle topics that others will not handle. And that I can do things like live streams that many, and I've spoken to others, they're like, oh, no, I can't do live streams. Why not? Why can't you do live streams? Because somebody may say something that may get me canceled. Not me saying it, but some guest may say it. So I can't do live streams. Well, you know what? I enjoy the live streams, and they aren't the most. Not that I make much money out of revenue on YouTube, but I think that the live streams get the most interaction, live interaction.
Mhm.
It's amazing, but they don't
So
get much
that's
ad revenue.
that's you know that's authenticity.
Yes,
Where like
which goes
yeah
into
the and
integrity.
yes I agree
It's all
with that, but I'm just saying we're not trying to say that those channels lack
integrity.
integrity.
Well, what I'm saying is
Maybe they lack
authenticity.
authenticity.
Some of them I would
Right.
say are a little light on integrity.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
I'm not naming any channels.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like, you know,
I'm not naming any channel. I know. I'm not naming any
because
channels.
there's something I could think of. I was like, but I wouldn't question that person's integrity. You know, I would just
No.
say like that they are very uncomfortable not having control. You
Well,
know.
yeah, and listen, I can understand that too. And yes, Flint,
Yeah.
I'm a woke Yahtzee. You know, and listen, it's amazing how stupid people on the extremes are.
Yes.
Okay, because it seems to be the more extreme you are in your, we'll say political beliefs, just to make it simple, the more extreme you are, whether it's left or right, the more absolutism you have,
Yes.
the less power you have to think things through. So quickly,
Right. And the less ability you have of placing your of having empathy,
yeah, or
or
having your own
being able to view from another person's side.
or having your own actual moral values as opposed to just taking a rubber stamp from somebody else.
Right. That's true too.
But a couple of years ago, there was an individual in the tavern's Facebook community who got into an argument with another member. Now, the member they were arguing with happened to be a member of the trans community.
Oh.
And the individual in question, who I guess was losing the argument, started to attack them for being a
Oh,
trans.
that sucks.
Now, this individual thought because they shared a characteristic with me, they happened to be in law enforcement, that I would give them a buy. I didn't. I found out what happened. They got booted. But they didn't only get booted. I had nothing to do with this. But Facebook, it was reported to Facebook by apparently multiple people. Facebook banned them.
Oh.
So what they did was they created a new account, because everybody does that, and they started complaining that Eric Tenkar banned them from the internet.
You don't have that kind of authority.
Well, show
You
me
might think you do, but
show
no.
me your 2-digit IQ when you equate Facebook to the internet. That's all
The
I'll say.
whole internet doesn't want me anymore.
Yes, yes, Flint, you've been lied to me. You're now guilty by association. Yes, yes. Most assuredly. I'm sorry, man. I can't help you with that. But the good news is, you'll be infamous or famous or on a very moderate level. We don't have we don't spread our fame very far because that could be dangerous. But,
Well, you still need the little. It's your in group, your club.
well, yeah,
Yeah, you have to keep it.
keep it very tight,
Yeah,
tight knit. No, you don't want anybody. Can't let
because you want to hold on to that specialness, that mystique a little bit.
what mystique. I mean, if you
But
if
that people want to be in it that
well,
aren't.
I guess. I mean, listen, if you've seen these
Mhm.
live streams, if you've seen my videos, I've said this before, I'll probably say it many times, and you meet me in person, especially at a convention, you're going to go, I feel like I already know you, because you probably do, because you've been experiencing the actual me. Don't put on a show. I don't put on special voices. I don't do scripts. Um, Same for Rach. Same for all my co-hosts. You know, if Bad Mike steps in shit, it's probably his own shit. But that's why you watch the live streams, right?
Mhm.
You don't know where they're gonna go, what direction's gonna happen. You know, listen, there was a live stream with Rob 2-3 months ago where I had to, virtual slap Rob. I'm like, Rob, stop,
Enough.
enough, you're shut down.
Mhm.
We're revoking your privileges, and yet Rob's one of my closest friends. We can get through all that. I mean, that's just listen. Be true to yourself. Be true to your community. All right. And what's your community? I'm part of multiple communities.
Yes.
The Gamers Health is a subset of the Taverns community. The
Right.
Taverns community is a subset of
The RPG.
the OSR
Oh,
community,
oh,
and then
wrong.
and that's a subset.
Wrong
Wrong, Rachel.
acronym.
Rachel, you're wrong.
Wrong acronym.
And then the OSR is a subset of the RPG community.
There you go.
But be true to the communities that you are part of. But most importantly, again, be true to your own moral character, to your own values. And again, people like Rob, people like Don,
Mm-hmm.
um, you don't have to agree with them on everything to respect them for everything that they hold dear. And I respect them both and others who step up and take the slings and arrows, take the hits to do what is morally correct. Morally correct,
Yeah.
and that to me, it's rarer than it should be.
Yeah.
I do think it happens more often than we know, but the reason we don't always know is because they don't sing their own praises. They don't go around telling you, "Hey, look what I did." They're showing integrity and they're also showing humbleness.
Yes.
Because if you're showing integrity for the look at me, look at the great deed I did, well, you can find that without looking too hard.
Mm.
Okay, it's the integrity that isn't shoved in your face.
Right. It's part of that they value
Yeah,
humility,
yeah.
which is
So, you know,
goes along with it.
ah, wow, folks. To all the mothers,
Yes.
happy Mother's Day. That's tomorrow. We're taking my mother out for hibachi. Should be fun. She loves it.
Yes. We're
And
gonna be drinking from the.
very from the penis of the fireman. Very funny. I used to see that in a train when I was a medical messenger. Oh my God, how many years ago? When I was 18.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
my God, that's nearly 40 years ago. And I take the train into Manhattan and then pick up, drop off results from prior lab tests,
Hmm.
and then I'd be coming back with specimens. I was transporting blood specimens on the
Blood and
train.
urine.
Blood and urine, urine and blood. Oh my God, that was who was that fat guy from the Daily News? That wasn't Mike Lupica. It was
I think I know it. The smoker.
yes, the sports guy, Jimmy Breslin.
Breslin. Yes.
So I go in. My first brush with fame at 19. I'm in a doctor's office in Manhattan on 68th Street, and I go, "Who is that fat?" Oh my God, that's Jimmy Breslin. And sure enough, there is Jimmy Breslin's blood sample. As I'm going to take it back to Queens, and I'm like, I
Jimmy
see,
Breslin's blood.
yeah, that was my, so that was my burst of fame.
I can make a lot of money off of this.
I don't think I've had any other brushes with fame that like, yeah. God, I don't even know where I'm going with this. Folks, thank you so much for hanging out with
Yeah,
us.
where did that even come from?
No idea.
It was hibachi.
Hibachi.
Drinking from the sake
from
because
the sake.
more sake, more happy.
Yeah, but they have that little guy put out fire.
Oh yes.
They sometimes have sake in that.
Yeah, sometimes they
And
do that.
they used to always have that when I take the train into Manhattan. They were always trying to sell that, and they would be walking and listen. Forgive me for my bad Chinese American accent. Very funny. Ha ha ha. Look, pee. And push it down, and it would make the subway floor wet, and people would be like, "Oh God, very funny." Oh, that's what.
I don't. I've never seen that.
Well, I mean, we go back 40 years. Maybe you will. All right, folks.
Yeah, I don't think I was here for that yet. 40 years ago.
Yeah. God bless. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms again, and
thank you so much for joining us. And take good care.
Another video. I'm going to video tomorrow night. The next week or two, I will put together the AMA for member. Anybody can watch the live, but members
Ask
of the
me
channel,
anything.
Yeah.
So you can grill Tenkar.
But you have to be a member to ask the questions.
Oh, okay. You have to be a member to really
drill me.
Grill.
Oh,
Right? Isn't it you grilled a
oh,
person
I
in
was about
the
to say you were
interview?
drilling me, and I was like,
Grilled? No, no,
that
no, no,
sounded.
no.
Take that out of context.
Different,
All
very
right,
different.
folks. Catch you later. Good night. God
Good
bless.
night.